like your take on boobies. And I like boobies.
Gun, higher.
I am the high.
Don't
Test
higher.
gun. I am the higher gun.
Don't
Test me.
I am the
I am the higher gun who bout to set it off. Watch me leap from the top with the coup de grace. It's scary hours for you and all of y'all. How you want a submission to pinfall? I am the higher gun who bout to set it off. Watch me leap from the top with the coup de grace. It's scary hours for you and all of y'all.
So welcome to the TurnBuckle Talk podcast with your host, the Higher Gun. First, like, subscribe, share. So, let's get into it, y'all. So, I'm gonna start off with the whole Naomi. Let's talk about Naomi right quick. Right? So, she was supposed to have a match on Monday. Title match at that, and it was just said that she was medically cleared to wrestle. Alright, so after that, everything went haywire after that. Alright, and we didn't know what was what after that. Okay, alright, and the first thing you think when a female wrestler is not medically cleared, sometimes you don't think injury. Right? Like sometimes you don't think injury. You know, like sometimes you think COVID. Sometimes you think she's pregnant. Nah, the COVID part didn't spread. Alright, like it didn't get wildfire. But her being pregnant did. Alright, the rumors started flying off the roof. I mean, flying off the roof that, there's rumors that she's pregnant and everything. Now, we still don't know that. Now, and then all of a sudden, there was a special interview with Naomi and Jim. Alright? There was an interview with Naomi and Jim. And listen, I tried my best to listen to this interview. It's 2 hours long. Alright? Now, let me be clear here. I'm a fan of Naomi. And I'm a fan of Jimmy to a certain extent. Alright? When I say Jimmy, I mean Jimmy Uso. Alright? Naomi Uso. Okay? AKA Tiffany. Alright? I'm a fan of both. Alright? Now, when I say it's hard to get through this 2-hour interview, because they talk about pets, they talk about all this other stuff. Do they talk about kids? Yeah. But they don't talk about her being pregnant. Naomi talks about how 16 years ago that was an option, and how Trish and Becky have shown that can happen. You know, like a wrestler can have kids and wrestle again. You know, same thing. I mean, she could have mentioned Carmella. You know, too, but that's not starting. You know, she mentioned the famous 2 wrestlers that's been pregnant before and still wrestles, and that's Trish and Becky. You know, now, so it can happen. And Naomi has established herself because she now again she could have mentioned Corey Graves' wife, or Carmella, all right, because she was a former champion too, tag team champion, world champion, all right, and she got pregnant, and now did she come right back? No, because she got fired from WWE, but she it's not like she can't go somewhere else and wrestle, all right. All right, but she had some complications with her foot, but that wasn't from pregnancy. That was from something else. All right, so like she talks about it. All right, but she doesn't say she right now. Am I done with the interview? No. Now, was this if this was a Kevin Owens interview or a Paige interview or if it was somebody else, I probably would have listened to the whole thing. All right, but when I'm looking to, when I'm pretty much looking to hear about something. Now, mind you, this could have been taped, like before the incident on Monday. It could have been taped. Now, they did say she was backstage. She was backstage that Monday. All right. All right, yeah, but they keeping it tight. Like, what's wrong with her? All right, now there's rumors also going around that she could be out for a while. Now, this messes up a lot of stuff. All right, and I hope she's okay. All right, so let me say that first. I hope she's okay, but this messes up some stuff here because they already had to shift gears with um the Liv Morgan situation because she got hurt, right? And Liv's out for a minute, so they had to shift gears and make Naomi cash in on Io and Rhea, right, and get that started because of the fact that they didn't have a plan a different plan for that situation. Now, once again, here we go again. We shifting gears because the Oscar heel turn wasn't supposed to happen right away. It wasn't supposed to happen Monday. It wasn't supposed to happen Monday. Now, she didn't go completely heel, yet she shoved Io, but, like, that's already been shifting to a faster gear because of the fact that we don't know what's wrong with Naomi. Alright? So, there's that. Alright? Now, again, I haven't listened to. I think I got like 30 minutes left of this interview, and who knows what happens. But as of right now, there's still no word on what's wrong with her. Right now, we got one more week before they head to Paris. All right. And I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't. Now, do I think Naomi was gonna win? Yeah, I do. Because I think Naomi was gonna win until she got to Australia, Perth. All right, and she got the butt off the rear. Because I think Stephanie's gonna get the IC title from I think Stephanie's gonna get the IC title from Becky. Alright, so, but we'll see. And again, I hope Naomi's okay. Alright, and I haven't heard anything else from the interview besides that part from other people. I haven't heard anything from other people saying that Naomi's pregnant. I haven't, and then she did talk about that. What was it? When she left the WWE, she did think about having kids then with Jim, but she went against it, and she went, and that's when she went to TNA. That's when she went to TNA and started that um, situation over there, and that was a good that was a good start. I mean, not start, but that was a good situation for her because you know she became TNA World Champion. And that was it. Naomi says she's inspired to yeah. I mean, like, it, I'm quite sure other people have already watched the whole interview, and if she said she was pregnant, it would have been out by now. Now, again, this interview. Now, we got some interviews that happened like that week, right, or the next day, right, and we go from that. Now, did they want Steph interview to get views because of Naomi and Jimmy? Yeah, yeah. I'm not finna sugarcoat that. Right? Like I'm not finna say that that wasn't a possibility of what happened here. They wanted Stephanie's podcast to get a good rating. Alright? Alright, so they didn't say anything until um I'm not saying yeah, I'm not saying you didn't try to do that with her. Alright, with Stephanie's podcast. Because yeah, yeah. Once the Naomi she went haywire and caught wildfire, and they had an interview with her, with Naomi and Jimmy. Everybody was waiting. Everybody was talking about it. All right, so yeah, I'm quite sure Stephanie's podcast is gonna get a huge spike in it. Now, is this gonna make some people feel some type of way? Yeah, yeah. If it's not on that, yeah, of course it is. Like ain't no way around that. But then again, that's our fault for thinking something was gonna happen on that interview. Right? Right? Like that's our fault for thinking that some tea was gonna get spilled. Right? Right? But we'll see. Oh, like I said again, I hope that Naomi's okay. So let's push on, y'all. Let's push on. So let me talk about something right quick. And I'm gonna talk about these two people in the same breath. Alright? Like the same breath. Because it needs to be said. So Karrion Kross, Kevin, has him and Scarlett have been released. Right? Now, listen, let me say this. I'm not the biggest Karrion Kross fan. I'm not. It has nothing to do with with him. Him as a person, cool. Hey. But him as a wrestler, he ain't never been my cup of tea. Promo wise, he's good. He's good. The scary stuff situation, he's good with that too. Wrestling wise, I'm okay. And this is not. And I want people to understand this. It's not because he's not flipping in anything. Because technically, I'm not a flip guy. Even though I think Will Ospreay is the best wrestler alive, right? And I like Swerve, right? He's a good number 2, right? It's not because they flip. They actually good wrestlers, right? And I'm not really a flip guy like that either, because I need to see, because in all reality, at first I was okay with AJ Styles, alright? And then he became a wrestler, a technical wrestler, like that, alright? And it made me put him in my top five, my top three, you know. So like I'm never gonna say that Cross is in my top 10, my top five, right? Right? So like, do I? And I'm saying that, do I like how they did him, um, this week or this run? No, no. Do I like how they did his contract situation? No, no, because they wouldn't have did that with John. Now I'm not, again. Hold on. Before I get carried away and I start ranting and raving, I, I'm not putting him in the same category of these wrestlers. But they wouldn't have did that to Seth Rollins. They wouldn't did that to Roman Reigns. They wouldn't did that. And I'm gonna name people, newer people. I'm not gonna say John Cena. Even though Roman Reigns is probably on the same page as John Cena right now, to a certain extent. Alright. He didn't do that. They wouldn't have done that with Brock. They wouldn't have done that with somebody they want to sign. See, the problem is she. Nah, she. I'm sorry. I'm seeing Nikki on my phone. So, but nah. See, the problem is Triple H has a Vince in him. Okay, and I'm gonna get to Vince in a minute, too, right? I'm gonna get to Vince in a minute too, because Vince, ripped his head and told people how he really feel. And I'm gonna talk about Bubba too, because you know he's been rubbing me the wrong way. Pause. Alright, with some of the some of the shit he said. Right, and it's whatever. Right? Like I know what he is, so it's whatever. Right? But there's a way to do a deal, and how they did his tried to. So at first, I was in a whole different. I was feeling a whole different way about this Karen Cross thing. Right, especially when I found out they offered him a deal. But when Karen Cross went on a podcast this week, he got offered a contract Tuesday, and they told him he had 24 hours to sign this contract. And then he said, "What about Scarlett? All right, well, let's take care of you first, and then we'll take care of her." Right now, he said that the first time how it went down, it didn't go down like that. They offered both of them contracts, and that was it. Right? At the same time, so it didn't go down like that. And then the 24 hours happened, and then and he did ask how did they come up with this deal, and they didn't acknowledge how that happened. You know, his question. And it kept him moving. 24 hours passed, they rewrote the deal, and that was it. Right? So, let me. The Vince thing. Like, the Triple H is sounding like Vince in certain things. Triple H likes a certain look, like Vince does. Right? But that's not what I'm talking about here. Triple H and Vince don't like when somebody gets over and it's not because they got over because of them. That has always been the thing with Triple H or Vince. More Vince, but Triple H has that same attitude because he learned under Vince. and he doesn't like when something gets over. And let me say this now, Natalia, and her gimmick she has outside of WWE, she needs to keep that shit out of WWE, alright? Because that's another one, alright? That has a gimmick that got over, and it wasn't to the E. Now, maybe because they allowed her to roam around and do outside business, and she got over with her gimmick, they'll be okay with it. Alright, but that doesn't mean 99% of the time that it means that they're gonna let her do what she does, or be how she is outside of the WWE. Nah, right? They have a image of Nadia, um, that they want to keep. Now, you know. And now I'm gonna also say this too. When Triple H got in charge, he rehired a lot of people that Vince had fired. Right? Now, saying that, some of the people he rehired are already gone again. Jadakai, Karrion Kross, Ron Strowman, um, um, who else? Who else? There's a couple other people I can name. I can't name right now, but they was on that list of people that he rehired that he's already fired again. You know, alright. And there's only a couple people that's left that he rehired. Well, nah, I don't even want to say a couple people. Maybe one. That's Johnny Gargano. Alright, because I was loving Johnny and Tommaso Ciampa together, but nah, I didn't have to do that because Tommaso never got fired. Alright, so Johnny was the one that got fired. I mean, no, he didn't even get fired. He waited for the, so that don't even count. That don't even count. Johnny don't count. So majority of the people that he's rehired after them firing them are pretty much gone. So Johnny don't count because Johnny never got fired. His contract ran out, and he waited to see what he wanted to do. He waited to see if he wanted to come back, and go from there, which he did. So we'll have to see. Now, we talk about LA Knight right quick. So, well, you see LA Knight right now, right? Him being on Raw and him being on SmackDown, you know, even though he won the United States title on SmackDown, which, if you told me now, he should have lost the belt, and I'm going to say this so I'm blue in his face, he should have lost that belt to either Carmelo Hayes or Andrade. These should have been the key things here. These should have been the stars that you try to get over, right? Because now they kind of do this shit again with Andrade and Melo in different ways to get them over. All right. Now I'm not saying the belt would have made them get over, because that's not true. But it would have helped. Like it damn sure would have helped, and especially if the plan of the plan to letting LA Knight lose to Shinsuke and then get it back from Shinsuke, and then you don't see Shinsuke no more. All right, you could have let Melo or Andrade have that belt then. Now, I understand the Andrade thing was kind of messy because him and Charlotte had a divorce around this time, so they kind of let Andrade momentum die. So then you should just put it on Melo. You know, and that's not to say I'm not with the whole Mellow and Miz thing. And like I said, I prefer Mellow and Trick, which is Trick's busy. So I would take Mellow and the Miz, but Melo should be United States champion, especially because of the fact that he's your number one pick in the draft. Right? Right? So there's that. So talking about LA Knight. LA Knight has been I mean right now he's on Raw. And technically he's in a better situation right now than he was on SmackDown. Without a belt. Without a belt. He's in the main event picture. Now, is it crowded? It's always gonna be crowded. Whether he's on SmackDown or Raw, it's always gonna be crowded when it comes to him. You know, like because and I say crowded because he has the number one contendership. Well, no, he's going for a title match, but CM Punk's in that match, and so is Jey Uso in that match. Right? So, like, it's a fatal four way. Now, let me say this now. LA Knight, if LA Knight comes on here, if LA Knight gets pinned coming out of that match, I'm gonna have to come in here and change my opinion about what's happening. But until then, now, did he on Monday? Did he stumble his words and they fell off a little because he was following the big picture and it didn't go so well? Yes. Now, do other people see that? Yes, they do. So he got another week to fix his situation because you can't keep putting him, just like Mello. Like when Mello messed up on the mic, right after he damn near hurt Cody the week before that, they kind of hurt Mello, right? So this here can hurt LA Knight if he keeps struggling on the mic with main eventers. We're gonna have to drop him back to the mid card level. And sometimes it's okay to be a mid level superstar. Now, it's not good for LA Knight because he's not young, so he can't recover like he can't recover like Melo can recover from being in the mid card for a little while and then going up. Right? Like what? LA's 40. So he don't got. I mean, even though he's mad over it. So let me say that now too. LA's mad the fuck over it. So he has a chance. So we'll see what happens. Because again, if he gets pinned, which this is a real good possibility, like 75% possibility that he gets pinned in that match, right? And not Jay. Because Jay's more over than LA Knight. Nah, listen, we pulling hairs about who's better in the ring. I'm not a fan of neither one of these people that in ring style. Right? If I gotta pick one, I'm gonna pick LA Knight in ring style by a hair than Jay. Has Jay got better in the ring? Yes. Has he limited his super kicks? Yes. Has he added? Let me not say added. Has he stole some stuff from his family to add his repertoire? Yes, he has. All right, but we'll see. So let me talk about Vince while in this show. So Vince reared his head. When was it? Monday? No. Tuesday. There was like a thing on Fox for Hulk Hogan, for Hogan, and Vince was there, and Vince said that Hulk Hogan wasn't racist. He just said some racist things. That makes you racist, dog. That makes you when you say karma will get me and make us a black family. That's some racist shit, dog. When it's come out of Hogan's mouth that hey, I've said some racist shit, all right, that makes you racist, all right, all right, so there's that, all right, which I'm not gonna get too much into that, but there's that. Then Vince said that he was mad for two things. He said he was mad about how the crowd reacted to Hogan on his last appearance. That was gonna happen, dog. That would have happened when you were there. That wouldn't have happened. Like nothing would have changed about that. So then he got mad, and then I'm a put Bubba in this shit, or this part. So Vince said he was upset and hurt that he didn't get an invitation to the Hulk Hogan's tribute on the SmackDown thing or the Raw thing. Alright? But I think he's talking about the SmackDown thing. Because the SmackDown thing was really more of a tribute than the Raw or the NXT thing. Alright? So he said he was hurt about that. Alright, now Vince, you're gone, dog. You're gone. You're you're pretty much banned from WWE. Right? They shouldn't ask you for that. Now, here come Bubba. Right? With this whole here comes Bubba with this whole thing that they should invite Vince to John Cena's they should invite Vince to John Cena's last match and bring him out there and and the fans were like that. No, Bubba. You were like that, and some of the fans were like that. Alright? And then we gotta forget about the shit that happened and why Vince is not there in the first place. Oh, we just don't forget about that, right? That would take away from John Cena and his last appearance and his last match on WWE. We don't want to do that. The talk shouldn't be about Vince. It should be about John Cena, not Vince. You know, Bubba, you've been seeing this for a minute. I mean, you've been floating around your opinions about CM Punk and all this other stuff because, like, you feel some type of way. All right, and I get, Bubba, I get more into you on that episode. But until then, I'm in with that. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Make sure y'all watch wrestling. Make sure y'all watch New Breed. I'm still United States champion, but I'm a little light with something not on my shoulder, but it's coming. It's damn sure coming. But I'm in the show with that. It's just a high gun. God bless. Love y'all. I'm out.